Here are 12 pieces of advice for managing finances effectively. We have classified our leading personal finance tips into 3 categories: the fundamentals, budgeting, and saving. Put aside extra funds, be judicious in your outlay, and extend the value of your money. Taking charge of your finances isn't usually a pleasurable endeavor, particularly when your pals are imploring you to go out during the weekend or a newly released tech item you've been wanting is now available. Splurging your money can be very alluring, and can result in unwise financial decisions. Nevertheless, there are several ways you can prudently manage your money and still appreciate life's simple joys. In this video, we will provide our top strategies to assist you in organizing your finances more proficiently. Here, we have divided our most valuable personal finance advice into 3 categories: fundamentals, budgeting, and saving. The fundamentals of monetary counsel. It does not matter what your background is, there are some essential financial advice principles that you should abide by. Keeping your personal finances in order can be a lot simpler if you master these fundamentals. After this, you can progress to more complex money management advice. Make sure you purchase the appropriate insurance policy. Insurance coverage can be a lifesaver in unforeseen circumstances, like a natural calamity that damages your home or an auto accident. But, unfortunately, numerous people are drawn into plans that are too expensive. When deciding what type of insurance coverage is needed, there are a few factors to take into account. If there is someone who relies financially on you, you should consider getting life insurance. On the other hand, if you don't have any dependents, life insurance may not be necessary. It is important to not only account for minor inconveniences, but to also make sure you are safeguarded against potential financial calamities. Look into obtaining renters or homeowners insurance, automobile insurance, disability insurance, and medical insurance. You should avoid buying extended warranties, smartphone insurance, travel insurance, or payment protection plans, as they may not always be necessary and can be quite expensive. Exercise restraint when using your credit card and make sure to pay off the balance each month. Credit cards can be a great asset, yet they can be quite hazardous, similar to power tools. If you use them often, it increases the odds of you getting into deep trouble, metaphorically speaking. Many unfortunate tales commence with, "I habitually made payments for my credit card every month," until. Making sensible purchases with your credit card and making sure that your credit spending is less than 30% of your available credit can help to maintain a good credit score. Protecting your credit score is of the utmost importance, as this numerical figure is utilized for a variety of financial purposes, including acquiring a mortgage or getting an auto loan. It is essential to review your free annual credit reports for any inaccuracies. It is advisable to do this on a regular basis, at least annually. By getting a credit report routinely, you can find any errors that could be reducing your credit rating. It is not as complicated as it may seem to comprehend credit scores. Generally, if you make your payments on time, you can expect to have a satisfactory credit rating. Whereas, if you fail to do so, your credit score will suffer. Do not neglect to pay your taxes on time. Although nobody has any enthusiasm for forking out money or filling out paperwork for taxes, neglecting to do so may result in grave fiscal difficulties. Depending on your job, taxes may be due either annually or on a quarterly basis. Therefore, it is wise to create a fiscal calendar that will remind you when it is time to either pay or submit your taxes. Monitor the current interest rates regularly in order to stay informed of any changes. Regardless of the financial transaction you take part in, an interest rate will be associated with it. This can include credit cards, student loans, mortgages, and even savings accounts. It is important to be aware of the rates of interest associated with the different types of accounts you have, as this helps in understanding how much you are paying or gaining from your various financial obligations and investments. It is a good idea to stay updated on the interest rates to be able to prioritize which accounts you should focus on. Strategies for money management and saving money. Creating a budget is one of the key pieces of advice for managing one's financial situation. Not having a budget can lead to overspending and make it difficult to reach goals such as reducing debt, saving money, and building wealth. Take these budgetary suggestions into account when you are forming a plan for what lies ahead. It is important to plan out a budget for college expenses at an early stage. Obtaining a loan as a student can be a difficult experience. Attending a 4-year college institution can be cost prohibitive if a student must incur substantial debt in order to cover the expenses, and it is not necessarily the case that it will provide a superior education. For middle-income families, it might be beneficial to send their children to a local college, state college, military school, or top-tier private university. Doing so can help to reduce the amount of student debt they will acquire, which could take years to pay off. Saving for retirement should take precedence over saving for college. If you are not in a financial position to set aside money for your child's college tuition, then hold off making it a priority. Even if you can't afford to save right now, start a 529 college savings plan that other relatives, like grandparents, can contribute to. It is important to take time to consider all aspects when making a purchase of a house. Taking a proactive approach towards reducing a mortgage balance is another suggestion that should be taken into account when it comes to personal finance. When deciding whether it's the right time to purchase a house, the amount of the down payment is a key indicator. You should be cautious when putting forward less than 20% of the cost, even if it's through a government loan scheme. Attempting to purchase a residence that is beyond one's financial means can frequently lead to unfortunate and preventable financial hardship. Make the most of the budgeting tools at your disposal. If you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed about managing your funds, it is not necessary for you to take on the burden of budgeting by yourself. There are numerous tools and resources available to assist you in keeping tabs on your income and expenditures, as well as making wise financial decisions. Utilize the 50-30-20 budgeting principle to manage your finances. At times, having some direction can be immensely beneficial in creating a financially sound and feasible budget. Following the 50-30-20 budgeting rule is a great suggestion for managing finances, which involves allotting 50% of income to essential expenses, 30% to discretionary expenses and 20% to savings. Having the ability to manage your money is an important capability to manage your funds properly, and the 50-30-20 budgeting strategy can make this possible. Through this budgeting system, you can devise a reliable plan to reach your financial targets by recognizing areas where you can reduce or minimize expenses. Strategies for financial conservation. Finances can be hard to handle, particularly when there are critical payments to make such as rent, school loans, energy bills, food, and so on. Fortunately, there are lots of ways to take care of your basic needs and still give yourself a treat, while putting away money for the future. ConsumerFinance.gov offers a variety of wise strategies and tactics that can assist you in beginning to save money. Make an effort to set aside funds as soon as possible in order to get ahead of your financial goals. It is not embarrassing to resort to tactics to make yourself save money. It is completely up to you to decide what works for you. The main point is to start putting money away as soon as possible, even if it's just a few coins in a piggy bank. Establishing a practice of saving from a young age can have a beneficial effect on your financial stability in the long run. When assessing your way of life, it is essential to recognize spots where you can reduce costs. Often, the most effective way to make saving a regular practice is not avoiding coffee drinks. Instead, it is keeping your housing and transportation costs low. When it comes to financial planning, it is important to consider retirement savings. It would be disastrous to reach the later stages of life and discover that you don't have enough money to live on. Starting to save for retirement as soon as possible is the best approach. A helpful suggestion is that with Mint's retirement calculator, you can determine the sum of money you need to save in order to fulfill your aspirations of retirement. Invest with caution and intelligence to reap the best returns. Placing money in investment opportunities can be a beneficial strategy for increasing your available funds and providing an additional source of income that can be spent on necessities. Although it is feasible to outperform the market, it is generally so improbable that it may not be worth the effort. Instead, think about investing in low-cost index funds or target date funds, as this can help to minimize the chance of experiencing substantial losses. It is essential to stay away from investing in any product that guarantees considerable profits with hardly any danger. You can increase the amount you have saved for retirement by investing in accounts that offer tax benefits, like a 401k or IRA. Doing this before investing in a taxable account will let you grow your savings in a safer way. Concentrate on household financial matters. Partners use a variety of approaches to sharing and controlling their money. Whatever the arrangement is, it's critical to come to an understanding on how to handle the family's monetary matters. Doing so allows couples to make decisions on buying a house, ensuring funding for their kids' college tuition, or purchasing a car. Consequently, couples planning to spend their retirement jointly should evaluate their investment portfolio jointly. This will enable them to build a retirement plan which will let them spend their retirement in the way they have always desired. Along with dealing with the financial matters of you and your partner, it is important to educate your kids in wise money management. This will help them in the long run. For instance, Insisting that your children save or give away a portion of their allowance may not give them a chance to understand the value of money. If you have only a few financial commitments, your children can learn from a young age what choices involve a financial risk, so that when they grow up, they can think back to that knowledge and make the correct decision. Set aside money for any unforeseen circumstances. It is impossible to foresee what could take place, which is why it is a good idea to have a plan of action ready in case of an unanticipated event. Recently, numerous Americans realized how crucial emergency funds are as a result of the COVID-19 crisis. With a large number of employees now jobless, having a financial reserve has never been more essential. Unexpected car accidents, medical expenses, and roof repairs are all possible occurrences that can cause a financial setback if you don't have enough money set aside for an emergency fund. Allocating a segment of your income to a savings account that is not easily accessible is a good way to assemble a reserve for unforeseen expenses. Experts recommend keeping close to 6 months to a year's worth of money stored away in a rainy day fund. This can provide financial respite in case of a job loss, the purchase of a new car, or the payment of a costly medical procedure. Utilize these aids to organize your monetary affairs.